children's birthday parties. What a minefield. But in the social media age, the pressure is on, the heat is on to make them bigger and better and more extravagant every single year, with the average parent in the UK spending more than £500 per child per party. So is there too much pressure, do you think, to spend money on huge kids' parties? The number's 0207 862 2222. Do give us a ring. I mean, Kirsty, I don't know if you've fallen victim to this, but I certainly did when my children were little. You couldn't really opt out because everyone else had opted in.
I mean, I did parties for my kids, but I did not spend a fortune. I don't agree with it. I didn't feel any pressure. I was like, it's a get-together for the reason of these kids having fun. Am I going to spend a fortune? No, I'm not. I think it's ridiculous.
So you didn't get involved in the entertainer, the professional, you know, the party plan?
I would do it on a shoestring.
Right.
I would do it on, like, you know, I mean, I've got two boys. They could have gone in a hall with a football and I could have chucked pizzas at them and it would be the best day of their life. Yeah. Who's going to remember if you... I mean, imagine spending thousands for a whatever age, 5, 10-year-old child. I mean, they're barely going to remember it. And all this social media pressure and this competitiveness is not
But I remember you had to invite the whole class because your kid had been invited by everyone in the whole class. That was big.
I didn't.
You had to do something for the food. You had to. You could not feed them. You had to give those wretched party bags to take home. Even though you knew that most of it, they'd fall out in the car and you put it straight in the bin, but you still had to do it. And I remember feeling the pressure absolutely hugely because my husband was a junior hospital doctor. I was earning threepence and it was a right nightmare. We can see some parties going on here. These are huge extravaganzas. This is some great big sort of Kardashian-inspired. Look at this, some enormous soft play going up in somebody or other's garden. I think these are probably American because you can see that they are, you know, way over the top.
I feel sad for people nowadays if they feel the pressure or look on social media and think they've got to do this. I'm lucky my kids are teenagers because it's such a shame for people. It is so unnecessary.
I think as well, I think it's really, really important to say, and I always say this with everything, right? And this is, I know it's easier said than done, but try not to worry about everybody else, right?
Yeah.
It's so, so important because even on this couch now, we've all got different money. We've all got different outgoings. We're all at different stages in our life, right? So when I go to a party, and sometimes I go to a party and they are extravagant and they have spent thousands of pounds. Have I ever done it? No, I haven't. And I wouldn't. It's not something that I want to do, right? But I go, I enjoy them, and I'm happy for that person. I don't get in the bubble of, oh, I've got to do it because Megan did it last week and little Jimmy had it the other week. No, I don't care. I know it sounds awful. I had them round the other week. They wanted everybody in the class round. They all do the big class parties, but I was having it at my house. We've just moved. So I said to Bronte, my little girl, she's 5, I said, right, we'll have a few of your friends round. So we had about 10 little children round. I stood there and did dancing. And I'm not even joking. We've not got the telly up on the wall at the time. Right. I promise you now, we had my friend's phone playing the music out of it and the kids were standing around. I mean, to be fair, it was an absolute shambles, that part of it. I'm not going to lie.
Fun than anything.
But we did dancing. I had glow sticks from Poundland, right? And we did all things like this. I did some food and my daughter really, really wanted a Disney character to come in. So I had one princess come in for half an hour, OK? And then to go home, they all got a slice of cake and I bought them. I went into like a supermarket and they were about 59p each, the bag of sweets, and I gave them that to take home. Because that's all they want in the party bag. They just want the sweets, let's be honest. They do. They just want the sugar.
And did Bronte say it was a good party? Did she enjoy it?
She said it was absolutely amazing. And like my friend was coming and she said, oh, I don't know what to get her. And I know that my friend's situation at the minute is not great. I said, literally just wrap up a packet of Smarties. She just wants to open something. She doesn't care if it costs 50p. And I also shared on social media, because I'm such a big believer in this, all Bronte's toys that I've bought her were from the charity shop. I've got her a beautiful, it's on my Instagram, on a reel. I showed it all. I got a little, it was like a princess fairy garden. It was like £4. I got Mr. Men books for like 50p. I got a beautiful Monopoly board set for a £5. They were all...
I got my granddaughter's
they were amazing.
Gorgeous doll's house at a car boot. Absolutely
divine.
Yeah, she's thrilled to bits.
Facebook is brilliant for that. So especially if you've got young children, I do think it's slightly harder. Like my son now, Brody's 12, and I think that's when it does get a little bit harder. But Brody said to me, like last year, he wanted to do go-karting with his friends. There's 6 of them. So I said, well, you can pick 6 friends because that's really expensive. But then I said to Brody, well, look, I'm not buying you a present for £150. If you want this, if you want me to take all your friends to go-karting, that's the swap. So I also think it's about knowing you and your child. But I do want to stress, like, don't worry about anybody else. Like I did some balloons, which I made myself, and I tied them all up. Would I do it again? Probably not. It was absolutely horrific. It took me
Saskia got
hours.
me involved in trying to make a balloon arch, a home.
Oh, that's what I did.
We made
Oh,
an
my
absolute
goodness.
catastrophic
It's so
mess of
hard.
it. It was not easy, and it didn't look how it looked on the box or whatever it was by the time we'd finished. It was absolutely shocking.
But
we
you had
tried.
fun. But
we
you had
tried.
fun,
Yeah, we did try.
And that's it. I think it's about having a bit of fun, and like birthday cakes and things. Like we just bought a plain birthday cake, and my daughter wanted like a princess fairy, like all pink, you know,
Yeah.
all, quite grown up in a way. So I just ordered her some bits off of Amazon, I think for £3. Stuck them in and a cake that I got from Tesco's with all like what do you call it? Like hundreds of thousands,
Yeah,
all
glittery
sprinkled
bits
around
and
it.
nice bits,
Put
yeah.
it all on there. It was absolutely beautiful, and I tell you what, it tasted absolutely lovely. Didn't pay out for that. Didn't pay out for favours. I have got no furniture at the moment in the house, so I got some tables from Amazon for £35, which I stand up and let down because I looked at hiring them and I thought, well, they're expensive. I can reuse them every year. So there's ways round things, and if you want to. And the way I look at it is if somebody else wants to spend all that money on a party, well, great, my kid can enjoy it and I'm not paying for it.
I'll tell you
It's
one
a
of the best
win-win.
parties I ever had, actually, this is when Allegra was 3, was a pyjama party. Because they all already own pyjamas.
Yeah.
Nobody has to find a special outfit. Everyone comes either in their favourite pyjamas or their best pyjamas. As the grown-ups, you've also got pyjamas. It's all just not a big deal. I certainly didn't have them all printed with her neck. Couldn't have afforded it in a million years. They just wore their pyjamas and they really liked it. And most of them tucked a teddy under one arm or their best toy. And it was just, half of them fell asleep because they were only 3 and just arriving in their pyjamas was just very suggestible of sleep and all.
great.
But it was a really good party and they still remember it and it was fun and it wasn't expensive. It didn't cost a bean, and that's because we didn't have a bean, so we couldn't spend a bean on a party, for goodness sake. But I do think, though, Gemma, it takes some kind of confidence to say, I'm not influenced by anyone else and I don't think I need to do something just because somebody else is doing it. You have to, because really, you don't want to stand out as the one with the worst party or the one that didn't invite all the children or the one that didn't have a party bag to take home, do you?
Yeah, no, I do agree with that, and that's why, like, I sort of am passionate about saying it, because I think the more we talk about it, then hopefully other people will stand up and be like, well, actually, yeah, I can't do that, and I can't keep up.
I'll
It's
tell you
hard.
what, on the line, we've got somebody called Estella Newbold-Brown, and Estella spent £1,000 on a 5th birthday party in March for her twins, who are called Quinn and Isla. Hello there, lovely to have you on the show. Tell us about the party. We'd love to hear about it. What was it like?
Thank you. Yeah, it was really lovely. We had it in March and we hired a hall and had an entertainer.
Yeah.
And my twins are in separate classes, so we actually invited both of their classes to the party. But the idea behind that, it was their first year in school and we wanted to meet the parents, and I thought it was a really good way for all the parents to get together, to socialise, and we also had a bar, so the parents got to have a good time as well.
Oh, really? And so what did most of the money go on? I mean, obviously some went on the entertainer. What else?
So the hiring the hall, on food, entertainer, decorations, the party bags that you're talking about, we bought books instead, so the children could take home books and some sweets. And then paying for someone to staff the bar, and just all the extra little things that you don't think about that you have to kind of buy closer to the time.
And thinking back on it, do you think that was £1,000 well spent? Or do you think, gosh, they were so young, they probably won't remember it, and it was an awful lot of money for something for such little kids? How do you feel about it looking back?
So looking back, I'm pleased that we did it because my twins were born on the day of lockdown. So we didn't have the kind of birth that we wanted. We didn't have the kind of maternity leave that we wanted. And I just think for their age at the moment and the time that they're in, we just really want to create really great memories. It's not something that we're going to do every year, but kind of as a one-off or, you know, every other year or every few years. I just think it's quite a nice thing to do for them, to build lovely memories and to have your family there with them as well.
Well, listen, you know, it's up to you to spend your money any way you like. And so I can't think of a nicer way of spending it, if you have it, than celebrating your kids if that's what you want to do. So I really think it was nice of you to join us, Estella. Thank you very much indeed for that. Gemma, always a pleasure. Thanks so much.